The story is the same for the elite in women's race walking. Today, 5 will qualify to represent the U.S. at the World Cup. It will be a rare opportunity for them to compete for their country as members of the national team. Women's race walking has never been held in the Olympics. In 1988, it will be an exhibition at the U.S. Olympic trials. For Debbie Lawrence and Maryanne Torrellas, that's a strong motivator, but certainly not the whole story behind their dedication.
I think it's based purely on the love of the sport, to do it because I do enjoy it, and I enjoy running, I enjoy race walking, it's movement. It feels good. I don't really know if all those things that I do could really be called a sacrifice, because it's something I really want to do.
The race distance is only 10 kilometers. The speed is higher, increasing the likelihood of rule infractions. The pressure to set a fast pace, World Cup qualifiers had to finish in less than 49 minutes, worked to the advantage of a flying Debbie Lawrence. Torrellas, suffering from knee pain, had to drop back. Lawrence's final sprint put her across the line in 47:33, a minute and a half under the deadline, and over a minute ahead of Lynn White, the second walker to qualify. Torrellas made the cutoff by a scant 4 seconds. Halfway through the race, a chronic knee problem had flared up. She kept going despite the pain, which no doubt hurt less when she learned she had qualified for the World Cup team. 35 nations have assembled in Central Park, New York City, for the IAAF Race Walking World Cup, a championship series that is held every 2 years. For race walkers from around the world, it is a critical stepping stone to the Olympics. For America's men's and women's teams, it is a unique opportunity to compete with the best there is in front of a rare but appreciative home crowd. Today is the final day of competition. American hopes rest with 5 men in the 20-kilometer race and 5 women in the 10-kilometer. The team includes Maryanne Torrellas, recovered from the recent knee injury. Tim Lewis, undefeated this year in American 20-kilometer races. An unusually tense and nervous Ray Sharp. And American hope, Debbie Lawrence. 93 women from 23 nations sprinted away from the start line, jockeying for position in one of the biggest fields of women race walkers ever assembled. America's Maryanne Torrellas was near the front as the race started to spread out over the challenging 2,500-meter U-shaped course. Debbie Lawrence had already started to fade well behind the frontrunners.
Well, it's quite a tough course. It's a very uneven surface with an abundance of hills, downhill sections. It's not flat in really any part of the course, so that's going to always upset your rhythm. The course is still fast, providing you're fit enough and good enough and can make the changes that are necessary.
A blistering world record pace was being set by China's Yan Hong, defending World Cup champion. Trailing her, also at world record pace, were Russia's Olga Kristop and Australian Kerry Saxby. At this speed, the difference between walking and running begins to blur, and only the most trained of eyes can make the distinction. Debbie Lawrence never fully recovered from the fast start and was well back. Yan Hong had destroyed nearly everyone, but technically, was she walking or running? Her finishing time of 43 minutes 3 seconds shattered her own world record by over a minute. But in a stunning post-race decision, she was disqualified, leaving Russia's Olga Kristop the winner and new world record holder. In fact, the first 5 to finish all broke the previous world record, a pace that took its toll on nearly everyone. Torrellas finished a relatively fresh 16th place in 46 minutes 28 seconds and was the best American. Debbie Lawrence was a disappointing 31st. In a flurry of pumping elbows and wriggling hips, the 148 best race walkers from 35 nations set out on their 20-kilometer back-and-forth odyssey through Central Park. It was a race among elite race-walking nations like East Germany, Mexico, Italy, France, and the Soviet Union, countries where race walkers are plentiful and support is strong. Today, Tim Lewis is our best hope. He is consistent, and his times are world-class. The early leader is Mexico's Ernesto Canto, the 1984 Olympic champion. He is trailed by Russia's Gorshkov and a small group of hard-driving chasers from Mexico, Russia, and Italy. Tim Lewis is not far behind. At 24, he is considered America's best chance for a medal at the 1988 Olympics. He holds the world indoor record for the mile. Ray Sharp is struggling further back, troubled by the fast start. In the closing kilometers, Canto, the Olympic champion, was overtaken by his 20-year-old Mexican countryman, Carlos Mercenario, who set a new world record ahead of Mostovic and Gorshkov of the Soviet Union. Three minutes after the win, Lewis finished an outstanding and relatively fresh 13th. Ray Sharp, the next best American finisher, placed 45th, over 7 minutes off the winning pace.
It was just a really fast race. Had my fastest time ever for 10K at halfway mark. So by then I knew I was in trouble. I know Tim had a real good race for us, and I was just trying to keep up, my end of it for the team, Thanks. I got to cool down now.
The American men's team finished 9th overall. The women were 6th. For dedicated American race walkers like Ray Sharp, the story is not over. They will continue to make the effort to pursue their dreams. Long Walk to the Olympics was made possible by Mazola Corn Oil. As part of an ongoing commitment to good health and fitness, Mazola is a proud sponsor of the 1988 U.S. Olympic team and an official sponsor of the U.S. Racewalking Team.